Hello Hoopaholics, it's Coach Spins, and welcome back to the Film Room presented by NBA Math. As today, we're taking a look at just why the Toronto Raptors bench has provided such a big spark to the team this year. In looking at the team's best four-man lineup so far this year, you'll notice that most of them are littered by bench players, in particular their best, an astounding plus 38 in 58 minutes of action. Lineups including those four have a wonderful 36-19 assist-to-turnover ratio, as well as a high steal rate, and approximately 40% of their shots coming from three-point range. But what is it about this lineup that makes it so effective? Well, first, they are wonderful at getting stops on the defensive end and getting out in transition. The entire team runs the floor well, has a multitude of ball handlers, but most of all, creates fantastic spacing around the ball in transition. The Raptors run what is referred to as a lane break. One player takes the ball and dribbles it up towards the slot or the middle of the floor. The rest of the Raptors fill lanes, including 3 of them around the three-point line and one, usually the biggest player, running towards the center of the rim. With 4 players running just to the three-point line and only one running to the rim, it creates havoc amongst the defense, who is scrambled and trying to find a man for each person to guard. More often than not, this results in a trailer 3, meaning the last player up the court who fills the opposite top spot from the ball usually is the one who gets a wide open look as the defense gets sucked towards the rim. There are also opportunities for drag ball screens in transition, as well as repenetration. With the lane this open, a lot of times players can pump fake and go and have an opportunity to finish at the rim. All in all, these bench units have great spacing even in the half court. As you can see, they still follow the same rule of thumb, having 4 offensive players outside the three-point line with 1 inside. With so many ball handlers and so many shooters, it really doesn't matter what type of play the Raptors are running. They are constantly going to find ways to utilize the three-point shot and what the three-point line does to open up driving lanes for others in order to get great looks. One thing you'll also notice is how players relocate back to the three-point line after they penetrate. Here, OG Anunoby kicks the ball out to Delon Wright in the corner. As Wright repenetrates, Anunoby finds his way to space back out to the three-point line. With great spacing also comes the ability for backdoor cuts right to the rim that lead to easy baskets while the defense falls asleep watching the action. To utilize their great spacing and multitude of ball handlers, Dwayne Casey usually dials up a steady diet of spread pick and roll. Spread pick and rolls are defined by the ones where the 3 offensive players not involved in the screening action are spaced behind the three-point line. Again, this utilizes the great spacing that comes from this unit having shooters, playmakers, and ball handlers that can get to the rim and create for themselves and others off of the pick and roll. These lineups have rotated a little bit through the year, with Wright now injured and the rotating carousel between BB Nogueira and Jakob Poeltl. But no matter who is in the game, Toronto gets great play out of their ball handlers and their bigs, mostly due to this spacing. Even their bigs have become playmakers off of the short roll. Ball screen locations will vary between the middle of the floor and alley screens set closer to the wing. Those alley screens have the same effect with spacing, but put more of an onus on the baseline defenders to rotate and stop the ball. Again, the spacing is pristine, with all 3 players not involved in the screening action spacing usually to the three-point line around it. It creates scrambles and farther closeouts, as well as backdoor opportunities for all of the players involved on offense. And as we always talk about with great spacing, that opens up the lane more for finishes at the rim, especially for big men who roll to the hoop. So that's it, folks. Nothing overly complicated that the Raptors are running on offense, but they're getting greater production out of each of their younger players utilized off the bench. A lot of that stems from the great spacing that they have on offense, their ability to get out in transition, and having multiple ball handlers that can continue to attack poor closeouts. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.